If you are considering making a move to Georgia, there are a few towns that you will likely want to avoid purchasing a home in. There is a perfect town for everyone, but not every town will be perfect for everyone. So what areas should you be steering clear from, and where might you want to focus your search? Hi, I'm Sarah Maslowski with KeyPoint Homes Group, a local real estate agent right here in the Northeast Metro Atlanta area, and I help clients from all over the country relocate right here to Georgia. A huge part of my job is meeting with someone who is interested in moving here, diving into their wants and needs, and helping them uncover what areas will fit best based on the criteria they are looking for. All of the towns we will talk about are loved and praised by many, but they won't necessarily be the right fit for everyone for one reason or another.
Look, I'm sure this is a really lovely town. It's just not the right fit.
So depending upon your criteria, some of these towns I'm describing, you might think, hey, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Or you might think, that's the last place I would want to live. This first town might come as a surprise, but there are a lot of reasons you should not move to Alpharetta, despite it being one of the highest ranked towns in the North Metro. If you are looking for a quiet pace of life, big piece of land, and an affordable price tag, along with some distance between you and your neighbors, the last place you should be looking for a home is in Alpharetta. Alpharetta is a highly developed area with very mature neighborhoods, so you're not going to find very many homes that sit on a large private lot that are not inside of a neighborhood. Well, I take that back. You might find one, but it's going to come with a huge price tag. We're talking well over the $1 million mark. The average sales price of a home in Alpharetta is $846,000 at the time of filming this video. I find that clients who want a big private lot away from neighbors likely don't want to be in a busy town with lots of traffic and development. So Alpharetta is definitely not going to be the place for you. On the flip side of that, say you want to be close to a Whole Foods or lots of organic grocery stores, plenty of shopping and amenities, and a short commute into Atlanta. You should likely avoid the town of Jefferson. If you are like that last client who wanted a big lot away from neighbors, you will likely have a much easier time house hunting in Jefferson. In order to find this though, you have to look in an area that is not fully developed with every big box store, splash pad, park, and organic grocery store that you could think of, like Alpharetta. You can find a large lot with a nice home at a reasonable price point in Jefferson if you're okay to drive a little bit further to reach amenities, and if you don't need to quickly access the city of Atlanta very often. Jefferson has an average sales price of $458,000 at the time of filming this video, making it much more affordable because you don't have all of those conveniences right at your fingertips. You are close to Athens, which is the home to University of Georgia, and that town has plenty of shopping and amenities like a Trader Joe's, so you do have access to those within a reasonable drive without paying a higher price that would come with being closer to them. If quick and convenient access to amenities is your goal, you might want to avoid Jefferson. And if having a Target is very important to you, like it is to me, avoid Jefferson. The next town you should avoid is Duluth if you are looking for an abundance of new construction options. Duluth is an older established town, so the new construction here is going to be few and far between. There are a small handful of options, but most of those are going to be townhomes, which is not ideal if you want your own yard. I often hear from many buyers that they want a home that has been built within the last 10 years or newer because they want all the systems like the HVAC system, hot water heater, and the roof to still have a lot of life left in them, and they don't want to spend money on replacing them within the first year or two of investing in the home. A town like Duluth is going to have primarily older homes, most being built in the 90s and early 2000s. You will find mostly mature gated communities in Duluth, many of which are in a country club type community or golf club setting. So they're going to be older, which is something you will want to keep in mind if new build is at the top of your priority list. Once again, on the flip side of this, if you want a town that is already fully developed so you won't have to deal with constant road work, expansion, and development, you should steer clear of Cumming. Cumming is going through massive growth currently with a new neighborhood, shopping center, or project going on just about everywhere you look. If you want to be somewhere away from the growth and expansion, you're going to want to look elsewhere. Now, if you are one of those people who only wants a new build home, Cumming is going to be one of the places that you have the most options. All of this new development is driving up the price point here, so you are definitely going to be looking at a higher price home. If you are looking for a quiet town without the hustle and bustle, away from the crowds, you're gonna have much better luck in a place like Jefferson that we talked about earlier. Many locals are not happy with all of the fast pace, change, and growth, so if you aren't interested in this either, we should probably avoid looking at homes in Cumming. If you are after a town full of gated luxury communities and a lot of amenities, you aren't going to find this in a town like Auburn. Not in Alabama, but here in Georgia, we actually have a town called Auburn. Auburn is a small, quiet town that is starting to see some new developments, but this isn't going to be a place where you have dozens of different large master plan communities to choose from. Many homes here are in small, non-HOA neighborhoods, and then you have more of your typical newer community with small scale amenities like one pool for the neighborhood. And more recently, we've seen builders come in and build a few massive luxury homes in a small cluster of 3 or 4 because the land is cheaper out this way. Builders will put a huge 5,000 square foot plus ultra modern home with a gate on these lots for people who want a big home but still want to be out of the way of the hustle and bustle and not in a big neighborhood or community. If Auburn sounds like a good place for you with small communities and non-HOA neighborhoods, then you would probably not enjoy the town of Suwanee. Suwanee is bursting at the seams with big neighborhoods, from gated communities to neighborhoods with several hundred homes in them with all the amenities you could imagine. Most of the neighborhoods here have a strong appeal to families with school-aged children or to people who really enjoy staying active and enjoy taking advantage of things like pools, pickleball courts, and clubs that you can find in these types of neighborhoods. If you want a big lot and plenty of privacy, you're likely not going to have very many options in Suwanee. All of these towns and many more here in the Northeast Metro are great options, but they are certainly not one size fits all. Each town definitely has a unique set of characteristics that make it great, but they might not be exactly the ones that you are looking for. I find it most helpful with buyers to get a feeling for what stores and amenities they find themselves using the most and the type of setting they would like their home in, and then guiding them to those areas that fit that criteria. These towns are relatively close to one another, so many people think that they will be able to find whatever they want in any of these areas, but that's likely not the case. Though there will be many towns that will have what you need. If you are considering making a move here but have never visited the area and don't have to be anywhere specific, I cannot recommend enough coming into town and driving through these areas to determine what you like and what you don't like and where you can envision yourself living. Oftentimes I find people getting fixated more on the house than the area, and I think it's very important to take a step back and look at the town. Does it have all the grocery stores and places that you're going to find yourself frequenting? Are you going to have to drive out of the way to access these things? Do you want to drive out of the way for amenities and prefer a quieter town? Once we determine the setting you are looking for, I can recommend a few towns that will meet those requirements. So what do you think? Do any of these towns stick out to you? Let me know in the comments below. If you're thinking about making a move to Georgia, I want to be your real estate agent. You can reach me by clicking the link in the pinned comment below this video. Make sure you check out this video next if you're still trying to narrow down what Georgia town might be best for you.